He says his ethanol facility plans to start sequestering carbon in mid-2026 and connect to the Tallgrass Trailblazer pipeline in Nebraska. That's been a look at your ag news on KFEQ. I'm Nathan Speedway.
Do you know a veteran in need? After leaving the military, many veterans struggle to find their way home. Because to a veteran, home isn't just a place, it's an idea, a feeling. Nation's Finest understands the challenges veterans face. Through the VA's Supportive Services for Veteran Families program, we help veterans and their families struggling with rents, employment, and other housing-related costs. Today, Nation's Finest operates more than 30 locations in California, Arizona, and Nevada. For more than 50 years, we've helped thousands of veterans in these communities build happy, healthy, and purposeful lives. And our team is committed to supporting those who've served and their families for another 50. To get help, visit nationsfinest.org or call 1-833-468-9676. That's 1-833-468-9676.
Fox News commentary.
We've seen President Trump do some savage stuff, but this one takes the cake. I'm Tommy Lahren. More next.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The intolerant left is coming absolutely unglued over the roughly 50 white South African farmers and their families the Trump administration granted asylum to. They claim those folks are not being targeted for land confiscation, violence, and execution because the South African government says so. Well, this week, President Trump not only served up some cold hard evidence to the left and fake stream media, but also right to the face of the South African president. While meeting with him in the Oval Office, President Trump lowered the lights and rolled the tape. The tape was a lengthy montage of South African leaders explicitly calling for the elimination and targeting of white farmers. The president of South Africa still somewhat balked at the footage, feigning ignorance of the issue. The mainstream media has also been working to discredit the evidence. But President Trump came with the receipts, and they can't handle it. I'm Tommy Lahren, and you can watch my show, Tommy Lahren is Fearless, at Outkick.com. Hey, Max, you look absolutely dashing in that purple tie. Ready to harness the world?
You bet, Daisy. So I'm ready as I'll ever be. Hey, that purple tie really pops with your vest.
Thanks. I almost went with a cape, but didn't want to come across as pretentious.
Nonsense. Anyone in our line of work should rock a cape.
You might be onto something, Max.
Phew. So, here we go. First day on the job. You got this, right?
Right. Don't forget, we both graduated from Dog Things with honors.
Which means I can guide my human around the city with ease.
And I can give my human a restful night.
I hope my human is kind and loving.
And I hope mine likes wet kisses and booties.
Ready to make a difference?
Born ready. Let's go. Discover how extraordinary dogs like Daisy and Max change lives at no cost to the recipient. Visit dogthinks.org. Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet, or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security and U.S. taxpayer expense.
Hi, I'm Gary Levine. One thing you know about me is I used to be the lead singer of Rascal Flatts, but what you might not know is I now use my voice to support paralyzed veterans of America. Did you know buses and trains are accessible, but airplanes aren't? It is why I support PVA. Today, PVA is fighting for accessible air travel, a basic civil right for our nation's disabled veterans and all people with disabilities. Our nation's heroes fought for your independence. So join me in the fight for theirs at PVA.org.
You're listening to Late Afternoons on KFEQ. Now, let's take a look at your markets.
Here's a look at your closing markets from the Chicago Board of Trade. July corn down 3.5 at the close, 459.5. September down 3.25, 437 3/4. December corn down 2.5, 450 3/4. July soybeans down 7 1/4 cents at the close, 1060 1/4. August off 6.5 at 1056. New crop November beans down 4 3/4 at 1050 1/2. July soybean meal down 2.30 at the close, 296.20. July soybean oil 24 cents higher, 49.35. July wheat out of Chicago 2 pennies lower at the close, 542 1/2. September off 2.5 at 558. December wheat out of Chicago down 2.5 at 580 3/4. July wheat out of Kansas City down 1 1/4 cents at the close, 538 3/4. September down 1 1/4 at 553 3/4. December KC wheat down 3/4 at 576 1/2. July oats closed today 4.5 cents lower, 354 3/4 cents. Over in the livestock trade on the market deal, August live cattle down a nickel at the close, 210.45. October off 12 cents, $208 and a dime. December live cattle up 22 cents to 208.70. August feeder cattle 60 cents higher at the close, $300.37. September up 72 at 299.35. October feeders 90 cents higher, 297.35. July lean hogs a $0.50 lower at the close, 101.55. August down 72 at 101.27. October lean hogs 80 cents lower at $86.10. Your local cash grain bids in St. Joseph, yellow corn 450 to 456, white corn at 488, soybeans 1040 to 1045. Lifeline Foods in St. Joseph bid on yellow corn at $4.56. Truck dump hours 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. In Atchison, yellow corn 458 to 462, soybeans 1034 to 1035, hard wheat at 491, soft wheat at 477. Kansas City truck bids, yellow corn 430 to 467, white corn at 499, soybeans 1040 to 1085, hard wheat at 549, soft wheat at 537, and sorghum at $3.69. That's been a look at your closing markets on KFEQ. I'm Nathan Steebley.
With agricultural features, stories, and information that matter to you, this is KFEQ.
With Ag News, I'm Nathan Steebley. President Trump's Make America Healthy Again Commission released an expected report on Thursday, blaming several factors for causing chronic illnesses, especially in children. Reports say the highly anticipated report included bad diets, chemical exposure, and unnecessary medication for causing chronic illness in kids. The commission said popular snacks and beverages save time and money, but cites research showing ultra-processed foods are linked to chronic diseases. A big concern for U.S. agriculture going into the day was pesticides. The report says potential toxins in the environment are a big concern, but the administration is treading lightly. American farmers rely on these products, and actions that further regulate or restrict crop protection tools must involve thoughtful consideration of what's necessary for adequate protection, alternatives, and cost of production, the report added. Understanding links between chemical exposure and chronic illness cannot happen through a European regulatory system that stifles growth. The recent Consumer Price Index data for April shows a welcome moderation in overall inflation, cooling to its slowest annual rate since early of 2021. Despite that, many families continue to feel the pinch at the grocery store and dining out. In April, consumer prices rose 0.2% from the previous month, slowing the annual inflation rate from 2.4 to 2.3%. The data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics was surprising, as many expected ongoing trade disputes and tariffs to push prices higher. Farm Doc Daily from the University of Illinois says food prices have risen 29.5% since December of 2019, leading to nationwide consumer frustration with prices and affordability. Food prices in April decreased 0.1% from the previous month, but are 2.7% higher than a year ago. Food away from home prices rose 0.4% last month, and prices for food at home declined by 0.4%. That's been a look at your Ag News on KFEQ. I'm Nathan Steebley.
We're the stronger than we look type. I've had type 1 diabetes since I was 2. The braver than you think type.
I have to take insulin shots every single day.
The type that sees the odds and says, They're meant to be overcome.
The research JDRF is funding is life-changing.
We're the plan for a cure type.
My girl, I hope type 1 diabetes will be something I used to have.
The closer than you think type.
Things like the artificial pancreas, they aren't ideas. They're happening right now.
The type that will stop at nothing.
No more blood sugar tests.
Absolutely nothing.
No more insulin shots.
Until type 1 becomes type none.
Support JDRF, the world's largest funder of type 1 diabetes research. So one day you can say, I helped turn type 1 to type none. Join us now at jdrf.org and spread the word. Hashtag type none.
Miles, you're late. Again.
You are now
Where have you been?
full potential.
No sense of responsibility.
This is Kevin Love. I'm partnered with the Spider Within, a spider story to let you know that everyone's going through something, even superheroes.
Oh man, I'm bugging.
Shit! Well, already took off and the fucking light changed.
Take the stigma out of asking for help.
Hey Dad, you got a minute?
Yeah, what's up, son?
Can we get some air?
Of course we can, yeah. Grab your jacket.
I just got so much on my mind, you know?
I hear that, yeah. So tell me what's going on.
It's just like homework, girls. Well, one girl.
If you